Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. Tonight, are you buying, ladies and gentlemen? That means the word of the day stock market when it goes down. Because you know what the Federal Reserve does. Their job is to make sure it goes back up. So, are you buying now or buying later or staying out of this altogether? But once again, financial freedom is being wasted if you're not partaking in this financial system. Buy, create assets while it's good. And you have another 6 months to go until the deadline comes that we created 2 years, 6 months ago. It's June 1st, 2026. And welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for being here. Once again, I appreciate it. Make sure you share the videos because you never know who's out here looking for the information and who's not looking for the information. They're sleepwalking. They're not paying attention to anything. You know what they always say is what I'm going to say. I'm living paycheck to paycheck, worrying about my job or two jobs, and therefore I don't have time for this. Well, you better make time, ladies and gentlemen, because if you think things got tough already, you haven't seen anything yet. Because when you understand that the wealth has been sucked out of the economy up to the top, that means there's little left for the majority of people in America. Just so you understand this, this is how it is around the world in a capitalist system. The money floats to the top because you buy, you work, you buy, you work, you buy. Where does the money go? To those that own corporations. So one hint is maybe you might want to own a corporation, right? Hint number two, buying stocks, because 93% of the stock market is owned by the top 10% of the wealthiest. Trickle up theory. Once again, you have these cheerleaders out here who want to help the rich guys. They don't need any help. Talking about if you need help, it's socialism. But when they need help, they get bailouts, and you don't call that socialism. That is a crime. So once I'm going to say it again, you better be prepared. Are you buying now, ladies and gentlemen? The stocks went down today. I know they're kind of high already. It's all-time record highs. Do you think all-time record highs is going to stop for some reason? Not yet. You still have a little ways to go, and that's why we had the SSN Nation program that started 2 years, 6 months ago, and you should get your credit score to 755 because you can get 0% interest on credit cards right now for up to 24 months. We started this talk 3 years ago. So the other point is, what if 0% for 36 months comes? I believe it will in about 3 to 4 months. So stay tuned. That's why you need these great credit scores. Also, the other thing, get your bank account outside the United States. And therefore, in the chat room, before we even started, before I came on, I posted up Bankis. That's right, Bankis is a Mexico City crypto debit card that has the Visa, MasterCard logo. So you might want to keep your money outside of the United States, which is a broke country, just like every country, but they're beyond broke. We owe more interest than we get in GDP. That's a problem. Do you see where this goes, ladies and gentlemen? We're in the Roman Empire stage, the downfall. So you better make sure that you get a piece of the pie before the pie is all gobbled up and you're left with nothing but crumbling infrastructure, no food in the grocery stores, and you better figure out, do you have a pivot or an alternative? Some people have already done the plan. Bank account outside the United States and real estate or a business outside of the United States, preferably real estate, because then you always have a place to go. Even if you don't have a passport, you can always get on a boat. Just saying. Now, let's get into it tonight because the stock market is king. It always has been king. It always will be king. As long as you have rich people, the top 10 percenters, they're rich. They can do whatever they want. Therefore, they will keep their casino open. Therefore, you should be playing in that casino. Now, down below in the box, down below in the description box, down in the chat rooms, you should have something in there that says something like Moo, Webull, Robinhood. If you still haven't started dealing with stocks, you should probably deal with some assets because a house sooner or later will not be an asset. Like now, most people can't afford them. So it's not really an asset. It's just making you live in a perpetual society of working, working, and working just to have food on the table and live in a box. So just think about that while you're sitting out here thinking you don't need to make more money. Now, I will say this. Once again, I'm very happy that I'm working with an SSN Nation member. And you guys, this is going so awesome. I can't still tell you about it, but we'll be talking about it. It looks like in about 3 months. Actually, yeah, it'll probably be 3 months. It'll be sooner than that, but I have to wait for legal stuff to happen because I need some other things before I start talking. Because you know how people like to hate, infiltrate, block, gatekeep. You know that. So I can't fully disclose everything, but I just want to say it's on. They're in trouble. It's going to be bad for them. So we will talk about some other things. Because if you're not buying, I want to know who's buying stocks out here. After today, it goes down. Did you buy? You think it's going to go down tomorrow? What do you think? Why did it go down? Is it because there's still going to be war going on? There's a new deal coming out today, but not. Is it because the yield, the 10-year yield goes to 4.6, 4.75? You know that's a bad sign. You might want to start studying history whenever these things start happening because the end is near. We just don't know if it's 1 year, 2 years from now, but it's near. And it's getting there because the IOU is stacking up for everybody. Corporations IOU, personal, everybody's all-time record high for credit card debt every month keeps going, does not stop. So therefore, how are you going to get your piece of the pie? Well, I have a solution, as always. So this is why it prompted me to do this solution that we're going to be doing. And I mentioned this all last week when I said you should have some sort of intellectual property, some trademarks, something that you can license, something you can lease, something you could sublease, something you need asset. Some assets you need to start accumulating. And they're simply, like I said, I wish I was in school today because there's papers I wrote that could have been placed in a book. And that would have been intellectual property, which would have been very, very interesting later on, right? That's the cool part about this. Sort of been so much different, so much later. So once again, just think about it.
Still here.
EV Place is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And by the way, he's an investor. He's here. He's also done the other thing. He's making sure that he has assets outside the U.S., bank accounts outside the U.S. He's on top of it. And by the way, I got to give him credit because he's the person, once again, that tried to help everybody. You guys want to get cheap real estate? Let me go look at it right now. I just got to make sure. He always puts it in, but I got to make sure it's Castle Rock.
Oh,
Okay. What do you call that? Distressed property, right? So, REO, CastleRockREO.com. Let's see what we got. Let me see if I can put this in real quick. Just to make sure that that's the right location for where you can go buy that fixer-upper property. You want to do some rehab? You want to get property real cheap? Do you understand in America you can buy $30, $40, $50, $60,000 properties? I know it's probably not where you want to live. Who cares about living? What we're talking about is making money, assets. that once you fix it up, if you pick the appropriate location, you buy something, fix it up for 100, 120, and it's worth 250 to 300. Now you are talking business. This is business related. Stop struggling now related. This is something that you can do. There's owner financing. Go check them out. CastleRockREO.com. And you got to thank EV Place for this, because he came in the house and said it, and now I'm going to tell him his tagline, because once again he's got the icon next to his name, which I humbly appreciate, and he's a member of the channel. And good evening, SSN. I hope you all are doing well. That's exactly right. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. I did not. As you guys know, I was sitting there doing the family thing, trying to take care of my aunt the best way we could with my uncle and family and other family members, but she sadly passed away over this weekend. So, in honor of her, I was doing a 24 to 48 hour session, and that means the geek session. That means putting together something that has an intellectual property part to it, and down the line, it creates a whole nother atmosphere, because now, just like Damon Johns always used to say, we can license it. I'm just saying, this is very, very powerful. So, and I believe what we're building is not going to be duplicated except by Netflix and who's the other guys? Netflix, Amazon, the other guys. They're the only guys that would waste the money to spend this, to do this. And they've spent a lot of money on their platforms. In fact, I just want to say this. I'm giving you guys some hints. But in fact, I want to find out right now. You know why they spent that type of money? Because they have intellectual property, they have trademarks, they have ways of leasing and making money while they sleep. Let's go look. I'll do Netflix too, because the thing is, they spent all this money, hundreds of millions of dollars, software infrastructure and content, hundreds of millions of dollars. I'll repeat this again. Do you understand why they would do something like this? Because they control everything. Meaning, they can sell their movies. They receive revenue from the movies because people pay monthly, yearly, in advance. They have pay-per-views. They have things you can buy, you can rent, you can do all these things. That is income coming in for something that's already built. They also can license and lease to other people the same intellectual properties that they have. They can say, yeah, we'll share with you, but you got to send us some money. And they decided to do the unthinkable, which is not really the unthinkable if you're in business. They said, we need another asset because we're getting tired of having to buy and lease and do all this stuff from other people, make deals. Why don't we just buy our own studios? That way we make our own pictures. We don't have to share with anybody. And we control the IP, the trademarks, and everything. And we can always, yeah, it can be on yours. You can come and join us. We'll share with you. Worldwide release on our platform. You see how this works, ladies and gentlemen. Hundreds of millions of dollars, and somebody would look at them and say, why did you do this? It's because now they make hundreds of millions of dollars every 6 months. That's why they did it. So this is why all those papers you wrote in school, right? You turned them into your teacher. Those could have been books, shorts, books, movies, TV. You don't know. This is why you live in an era that you guys should be thinking about. You know, when you're thinking, sitting around and you're going, man, you know what? I'm thinking about an invention. Yes, I realize it costs money. That's why I have, before the show started, smart credit monitoring for you. You got to get your credit in order to free up some money, right? So therefore, use smart credit monitoring system, one of the best. The links are in the chat room, in the description box, depending on where you're watching from. And so get with the program. That's what you're going to have to do, ladies and gentlemen. Get with the program, reduce your debt, so then that way you free up where you can actually make a dent. Without being able to do that, you're going to slowly sink into oblivion. You're going to be like the lost generation. Those that are 35 and under is the lost generation. That's what I'm calling it right now. People are probably like, what is he talking about? What I'm talking about is they can't buy, they have to rent, they're they're subject to rentals because they don't make six figures. And who wants to live in a bad neighborhood? So what they're doing is renting rooms, living with friends. It's like a community, almost like it's late 1960s, the hippie era. That's what it's like. Because the affordability factor is non-existent. Unless, of course, you want to live in one of these effed up states. I mean, shall I name them? Alabama, Mississippi. Does those ring a bell? Louisiana? Come on, man. Let's stop playing out here. You don't think you live in a third world country? Well, you haven't moved around this country, is all I'm going to say. So, once again, if you have fear of going to the bottom, you better start acting like you care. And you better start bringing your friends along with you, because a rising tide lifts all boats. And when somebody's dragging us down and there's an anchor and it's weighing too much, we're all going. So we need more OCs to make more money in order for us to stay ahead, to make choices for you and your family in the future. And by the way, let's keep going, because do you want your financial freedom, or are you going to sit here and be like a little slaughter to the lambs? All right, let's start talking. This is getting serious, ladies and gentlemen. It's very serious. You don't know it yet, but it's serious. We have underlying situations in the United States. It looks just like the Roman Empire. If you have not studied how the Roman Empire fell, if you have not studied how the Chinese Empire fell, if you have not studied how the British Empire failed, I suggest you start getting a good book. Oh, wait, we have AI. I suggest you can hit up AI, ladies and gentlemen. They're in your free section on Chrome, on Microsoft. Wherever you go, there's AI that you can tap in some stuff and go, hey, how did these empires fall down? Let me have a 5 pages. Let me have something. Start reading, because then you will understand how dire the situation has become. And by the way, all those currencies went to zero, just so you understand. So you think that paper that you're working for is worth something? It's not worth the paper it's written on, except you have to use that to buy, just like a company check. So once you want to understand, when you go in, you don't know nothing about this. Some of you don't know. When coal miners used to work, and still do, but this is old school. Let's just go back 50 years ago. The little kids, 8 years old, 9 years old, working because the shaft is only like 3 feet high. They put them in a little cage, roll them down. 8 years old, don't forget school. 8 years old, 9 years old, forget school. Okay, fine. You want to go back to that? Because that's where we're at. Arkansas said you can be 13 years old and work again. Child labor laws, throw that away. And a few other states also. You can guess who they were. You can easily guess. The same ones that you don't want to really live in, but you have no choice because it's nice and cheap, is the same guys that had to fight and get rid of those labor laws. But let's get back to those workers in the coal mines. They come out, and you know what they get? They get script. Some of you may know what I'm talking about. You get script to go to the company grocery store, the company medical center. You're getting it yet? That's what you're getting right now, except they don't call it script, they call it the dollar bill. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you better start getting on board, because you're getting left behind. And it's not by your own fault, but you're going to have to take the offensive maneuver on this one. because you can't sit by and say how sad it is and how I'm trying and all that. Unfortunately, everybody, 80% of you watching this is in trouble right now. You're living paycheck to paycheck. All it takes is one paycheck or two paychecks to go, and you have nothing because you don't want to believe in passive income coming in. You can buy stocks and get passive income if you want. In fact, you can buy treasuries, you can buy whatever, but it's going to be more than that. You're not going to be able to make enough money. So therefore, you have to create something, and all of us can create something. That's the beauty of this era. What you're doing is you're subservient. You're allowing these rich dudes to keep the ball in their courts. They protect it as well, but don't worry about it. All right? Now, with everything comes one thing. I haven't figured out how I can include the OCs into this nice big old thing that me and another person's doing. That's right, two people. This is going to be like 10 years from now, 5 years from now, people are going to go, how did you do this? And the story is, like I keep saying every live stream, is going to be one for the ages. No, we didn't go on Shark Tank. No, we didn't do this. No, we didn't do that. No, we didn't do none of this. People said you can't do it. They said no way, no how. They said good luck. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's no good luck needed when you have a path. There's a lane that's wide open. It's just that most people won't take this path because you need certain ingredients. And thank God we have the SSN Nation member that's with me on this, because that's exactly what I needed. Like I told you guys before. We will all reveal ourselves in about 6 months, if they want to. Everybody can stay quiet. They can do whatever, but I'm just letting you know. In fact, you guys won't know nothing about it. I'll just say some names. It doesn't really matter. I don't own it, so it doesn't matter. But the point is, the infrastructure, all I can say is it's going to be built, powered by. Won't give any names out because we can't. But all I'm saying is we coming, and I'm very happy. That's why I'm talking a lot of smack. By the way, are you buying stocks? If you're not, remember we talked about this like 5 years ago. 2021, we said now's the time when Nvidia was freaking $45. You didn't buy any, right? Here we go again. Here we go. You didn't buy any AMD either. Didn't buy it, did you? You know what's funny? A friend of mine asked me when they said, "Hey Eric, we need like 2,500 or something," and so I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, "How did you?" Because most people don't have money that's sitting around, which I don't either. But I was like, "Well, what did you do?" I said, "Oh, I just sold a few shares of Nvidia stock." It was like, they were like, "What?" I said, "Yeah, you know, when it's $50, $40, and it's $200." I'm like, all I need is 10 of them. If you need help, 10 of them was good. That's it. That's how you got the money. They're like, "What?" "Yeah, 5 years ago." Exactly. I know. I'm trying to tell you guys, we've been here this whole time. Have we not? We've been talking about this. We talked about pre-construction properties a long time ago. And as it turns out, the OCs get a big win because the OCs purchased at Larimar City and Resort, a project that is potentially one of the top 5 in the world, which they're downgraded somewhat, so I doubt if it's going to reach that peak. So we'll just say it's going to be a very nice place. It's not going to be one of those worldwide rated ones like TRX and like the one in Athens, Greece. Not going to happen. But they're still going to be nice. And the beauty of this whole thing is something that's never happened, because they said, you made payments, you stopped making payments, we don't care. You put your 10% down, you're locked for that unit. At the end, though, we'll be looking for the remaining amount, which is awesome. And at the end, though, if you pay, we're not going to charge you any late fees. That is the best deal ever. So you can pay in today's price, today's money, today's inflated money for something you bought 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Is that sweet or what? They're still not going to be done until late 2027. So you see, You doing something could end up being good. That's all I'm going to say about that. So again, you have to be in the game, ladies and gentlemen. We gave you CastleRockREO.com in case you just now showed up. Have to show some love to everybody just in case they showed up. And by the way, man, I'm on the bad list with the Facebook and Meta and all those guys. They took away like 30 people on the Instagram channel because I was talking about congratulations, thank you for getting 1,000. All of a sudden, I looked, it's 970 something now. I don't know where the 30 people went, but maybe it was because I was talking about their boy Trump. It could be, could be, but we got to call it what it is. When you got somebody that's destroying the economy, destroying people's health, destroying people's wealth, destroying the OCs, I got to call it what it is. I'm trying to figure out how the OCs think a person's a savior when they're screwing you over at the same time. You know what I call that? I call that cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance. That's what I'm calling it. Because how do you pay more money and you still go rah, rah, rah? I don't understand this at all. This is almost like when I used to work for the job and I would work and I'd work and I'd be saying, hey man, I don't get paid enough. And they'd be like, my coworkers are all like, well, I just show up for the job. I'm like, what? You wasting your time, energy, life, and effort to show up at the job and you're happy with the money that they give you and you're not caring about if you get a raise when there's inflation every day? I said, this is nonsensical. But you know what? I Googled. I Googled because I could not believe what I was hearing. And sure enough, you know what is not number one when a person goes to work? Money. I was in shock. So this perfectly explains why you will have people who pay twice as much as they did 2 years ago for something and still be, oh, somebody has a master plan. Their master plan was to F you over. So therefore, you better figure out the other side of the coin and figure out where you're going to make this extra money from. And that's why we're here. All right. The new StopStrugglingNow.com website is going to be released. I would say I've been in the lab, so I'm going to release it probably Thursday because it has some elements that I wasn't ready for. The things that we talk about here tonight, they made me into a mentor. They got a mastermind class. They got a weekly or monthly chat amongst all the members. I'm supposed to be the host. They got me doing all kind of things. In fact, let me go look right now so I can tell you guys what it's got on it because it changed. They said, Eric, why are you doing this stuff for free? It Entrepreneur Accelerator. That's what they're calling something. Where you get $100. And then biz.org website. I'm sitting here. They gave me a financial freedom blueprint. Can you believe this? Complete digital guide. You know what the digital guide is? They're looking, they asked me if they want to load up the videos I made. I was like, is this a joke right now? I do this for free. Literally. I mean, okay. YouTube cuts me a check every 4, 5, or 6 months for a little bit when you reach that threshold for $100. Okay, cool. But uh, so what? The point is, that's $47. I didn't load up my videos though. But I'm just saying, everything we've been talking about, ladies and gentlemen, I can charge apparently. Mastermind membership, monthly coaching access, where I can actually do one-on ones and make what? Let me see. Did they have a check? Did they have a number here? $97 a month. Can you believe this? And they gave a membership. They got a members thing. And by the way, this video could be playing live on there. It's already set up. They already took this channel and put it on there. If I launch this right now, it would be playing on stopstrugglingnow.com. But I haven't done it yet. But I'm going to leave it because I think this is so fascinating. All this time I could be getting paid instead of having fun with the OCs, which I don't mind having fun with the OCs because this has been a long journey. Things have happened. And now it's just about to get one step bigger. T minus, hey, oh, by the way, the clock, it's 7 months, ladies and gentlemen. It's 6 months right now. It's June 1st. Let's see. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 7 months is January 1st. 7 months is a splash like no other. That's all I'm going to say. In fact, everything works out for a reason. I left where my aunt was. I come to Sacktown. My friends have a concert that I didn't even know about, but obviously when my aunt passes away, my mind's off. You know, I'm not going to no concert. I'm like, no. So these are people that are in the industries that I'm trying to obliterate, and I have a meeting with one of them already because they've been in this business for years, decades. So I need to talk to them about because see what I need is what they do, and they also have a following and they have some other stuff. So I need to make some deals with these guys. Not really deals, but we're gonna work something out. So we got to start getting some promotions, ladies and gentlemen, and you guys are gonna know about it. You're lucky. Oh, by the way, that's when the cat. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I can't let the cat out of the bag. I got to get some things done first. But the cat's going to come out of the bag is going to be funny as hell because on stopstrugglingnow.com and an SSN lifestyle is coming out. Those two things are going to actually have promotions. You guys can be the first ones. And this is going to be off the charts. I'm just saying, I believe this is one of the coolest things ever. It's never been done. It's never been done. There's things of it has been done. It's on TV, it's on wherever. It's done already. We're revamping it. That's what we're doing. We're revamping it. And then we're also including IP trademarks and things like this too. So now people are going to, and patent pending even. So now people are going to be effed up. They're going to be like, oh, we want to use it. We want to do it. Oh, no, you're not. We're going to be defending all our stuff. Not going to happen. Nope, nope, and nope. All right, enough chit chat, enough talk. Let's get down to business. I want to hear from you guys. Brian P's in the house. You're going to have to forgive me, Brian P. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. I have not checked any emails at stopstrugglingnow.com. Sorry. So I can't do any recalls because I'm in the lab as we speak, as I'm talking to you guys. You can see I'm uplifted over the last few weeks, the last few months. You can tell I have more giddy up. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We got more giddy up because anytime, I told you before, do not let me be able to kick the big boys' asses on their watch. I get excited. I haven't been this excited in like 30 years. Quite frankly, when I kicked their ass before and they had to change laws. I'm doing it again. I'm going to do it again. And it's going to be epic. It's going to be epic. I'm just saying. Brian P., I haven't checked, but thank you so much for being in the house. Mr. Dividend is here. Another investor's here, ladies and gentlemen. He's not sitting idly by. And he brings his tagline, Happy Day, Eric. Thank you. I hope all is well with you and your family. Yes, thank you. Everybody's hanging in there. Thanks. Happy Day, SS and family. Smash that like button. That's right. Give it a one piece, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I will say this. I don't want to be on these live streams any longer right now. We got lab work to do. We're doing stuff in record time. I might be able to tell you all about this, not 7 months. This might be out in 3 or 4, the way things are going. So there's only a few. I mean, I can't even. Okay, I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this right now. The evaluation on what we've done already is my valuation is 5 to 10 mil. That's what we've done already. And if anybody has any of this stuff that we have and they didn't spend hundreds of millions of dollars to do it, I would be shocked. I really would, because I don't even think these guys have what we have. In fact, I know they don't have what we have. I know for a fact, because transparency, honesty, and getting people money quickly is not their thing. And sharing is not their thing. So how do you not share? Is when you don't know how much things cost, how much the other people are getting paid, the gatekeepers. So now our platform, you're going to know. So now it's going to scare people. Like I said, it's going to be awesome. All right? It's going to be awesome. We're taking names, kicking ass, and I can't wait. All right. Hey, Eric, do you have a rental in Cancun, Mexico? Of course, man. Come on. We keep those type of things on standby. Hold on. Okay. Let me see. When do you want to go? What size unit do you want? What size unit you want? Okay. Let's go. I'm waiting. Give me the date, time, size unit. And Cancun, you know, Cancun is different. You know, Cancun has the all-inclusives, right? So, I mean, there's not really much I can do with Cancun. That much. I mean, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to pay, either you're going to go with all-inclusive or you're not. And if you don't go with all-inclusive, then you're going to have to pay for the food. So take your pick on how you want to do it. And the all-inclusives aren't that expensive. When they start talking about $100, well, it kind of gets that. When they talk about $125, $150 a day per person, you got 2 people, $250 a day. So see, I start getting kind of like, why am I spending $250 a day? I can't even eat $250 a day in Mexico. Let's just get real. I don't even know how. So that's where I come with the thing. But let me know what the dates are, man. Of course, we always have something. What do you think, man? We have stuff on standby. I just had a friend of mine ask me about a place in Hawaii, and I told him $900. It's not on the beach though. It's on. I think the street's called International. It's either International. Well, that's where the market is. It's across the street from the International Market in Honolulu. So that means you walk to the beach in 4 minutes or 3 minutes or whatever, which is still pretty close. $900 this time of year. It's summertime. Let's get real. But they said, "Oh, I can stay at the on the beach for $900." I was like, "What? Where? In the summertime? Okay, no problem. Good luck, because they have taxes there now. That's pretty steep. They tried to block people from doing short-term rentals. So I'm waiting for you, Brian P. Let me know the dates. Let's go. Let me know the dates, man. We talking last minute? We talking what? December? Okay. If you're talking December 31st, let me see something real quick. Let me scan something. In fact, I should scan, what's his name, too. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is cute. No, we're not going to Hawaii. We're not going to Hawaii right now. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's go. What's happening here? Okay. Ah, here we go. Okay, let me see. Just off the top. Mm, 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 mm. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, I see. I'm dealing. I have to go a little deeper. I have to go deeper because this is. Ooh, this is not good for them. Sheesh. Wow. Wow. Talk about deals in a certain in certain parts of the country is that outrageous. Elma. Okay. Oh. All right. Well, 3 nights. Seriously, man. Okay, 14 through 17. You trying to be in during summertime? Well, that's nothing major. If we do something like that, hold on, let me see something real quick. We do something like, well, 3 nights, maybe a little difficult. We'll see. Normally don't do that, but it's all right. Okay, let me see something. Cancun. Let's see. I'll do a check real quick. Nope, no 10. Yeah, it's all right. This one, 3 nights. I'm used to 7, not 3. But 3 nights is a little different ball game because again, it's Cancun. Too many all inclusives. But we'll see. I'll have to check it out at the well, they're almost all at the beach. Um, okay, fine. We'll do this on the fly, ladies and gentlemen. Um, how about this? How about this? I'll do this real quick. Let's narrow it down. August, the month of August, in Cancun. You sure you want to go in Cancun in August? Humidity levels. I mean, it's gonna be cheap. I would think August should be cheap, right? It shouldn't be that expensive. Anyhow, even for the all inclusives. Okay, what's happening? Why is my computer stuck? No worries, we'll do it a different way. Okay, all right, let's go. Let's go. Let's see what we got. You sure you want to go to Cancun in August? Okay. If you say so. Oh, by the way, why don't you tell everybody how much it costs so far? Why don't you tell people how much it costs to go in August in Cancun? It should not be that expensive. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I mean, if you're gonna stay there, it should be like $100 a night. I mean, seriously. Uh, oh, this is good. Maybe no, it's a little more than that. Uh, oh, that's interesting. Are we talking about Ocean View? Is that what you're talking about? Well, so far you're not gonna be in luck during those dates. Not the cheap prices, but there's actually I got that right there. I'll have to get back to you because I have some other situations. I got points. Well, we're talking like, hold on a second. I keep forgetting you want August. Looks like people going during August. This is crazy. We'll go one more time. I'm checking out the Royal Sands on the beach, the West End on the beach. They're showing no love for these August dates, so there must be something happening August 15th. But that doesn't matter for me. No, that's not going to cut it. 135 a night. Studio ocean front. Oh, that's nice. You get to walk outside your unit, and you're good. Um, so it looks like I can't do this in real time because I have to go to options, other options. Because now that I see what's available, I can do something else. We can do something else. We have options. Okay, let's see. Nope, that's not there. Sorry. Um, yeah, you're looking like not all inclusives at 140 ish per nights, somewhere like that. I think I can probably do less once I really dive down deeper because I have other things I can use. But still, you're talking like 135, 140 or less. I did not see 100 because those dates you want, for whatever reason, the price pops up. It goes up. Let's go. Is there a better place? On the beach, Weston is nice. There's tons. Cancun's full of hotels. It's it's ridiculous. They're all inclusives. They're ridiculous. Um, Usually, like I say, you have to pay 80. Well, can 85, 90 per person a day, which sounds reasonable. But then 180 a day in Mexico, not reasonable to me. But to other people, it's reasonable. For me, I'm used to ocean view. Of course, everybody wants ocean view. That's number one option. But when you have ocean view, you have to pay for ocean view. All right. So that's where the problem comes in. All right. Let's go. I'll do this one last thing, then we'll get back on point. Um, Weston Langomar. Let me go check something out. Okay. Laguna Mar. Ocean view. Let's go look. I just want to see what it is for that week. Those dates. Because for some reason, we're going to find out. I want to find out myself what's happening. Because actually, I'll bypass them. I think I'm going to bypass them. So it won't matter. Let's go see what. Let's go. That's a. It's even less than that. Price line $95. The the 15th through the 19th, $95 a night on Priceline. That's cheap. That's real cheap. So is 120 a night. So is 130. But I don't know about the Ocean View part. I'm just looking. So, oh, resort and spa in Cancun. Oh, that's different. That's not the Langmar. They switched. They switched up. No wonder they switched to another one. The Western Resort and Spa Cancun. Cancun Hotel Zone South. 380, one bedroom, 4 nights, 8.0 out of 10. It's the Westin. That's cheap. I don't know what they have at the Westin, but it is what it is. Can't beat that. I won't beat that. So that's your best deal right there. On the beach. I don't know if it has ocean view though, but that's the spot. Go to Priceline right now. $95 per night. And hotels on the beach. I don't know if you get ocean view though, but that damn sure is not going to be the same price at Langumar. You're welcome, man. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you smash that like button. And that's right, if you have anywhere to go, I can't beat the 95 at night because we deal with timeshares, condo hotels. That's a special price right now. 95 per night for whatever that is, even though it might not be ocean view, but still, 95 a night is crazy. Two people, 95 a night to stay. Well, the property's on the beach. So I don't know about what the view is, but at least you walk out, you're at the beach. I mean, I told you guys before, I'm not a big fan of beach view, ocean views, because I'm not sitting in my room all day. We're usually gone. So that's one of the things where I don't value like everybody else does, because once you realize how often when you have ocean or beach view, how often do you usually get there late night after you've been out all day, then you come back, get dressed, then you want to go out to some place. When you come back to your room, it's pitch black. The water's pitch black unless there's a moon. So that whole time you're there, you were like, I want an ocean view room, but you're not staying in your room. And even if you are, you're not sitting in your window. This isn't like the rear window thing. So the whole thing is always overrated for me. At least that's the way I look at it. A lot of people like to sit out there on the balconies, and I'm like, I could have done this at home. I could have just went to the beach and hung out, or went to the man-made beach and hung out if that's what I do. But I don't do that. That's the first problem. I don't just hang out. I mean, I hang out at home though. That's what I do. I mean, I just don't hang out. So I just started. So there's the deal, man. $95 hotel, and then obviously you can upgrade, right? I would imagine. Why can't you upgrade from $95 a night? 380. Now we got to find out what the taxes are, but 380 for 4 nights in Cancun. You walk out, you're on the beach somewhere. I mean, whether you're on the other side with pool view or no view, you walk out, you're at the beach. You're already there. You walk around the building, you're at the beach. 380. I'll take that if it's cool. It's a Westin, but it doesn't look like a Westin though. I'm not familiar with this Westin and spa place, but it's still in Cancun, still there. I don't mind that. I have a different policy. Um, it's a lot easier to you want to know what else is funny? I'll give you a perfect example. So let's say Brian P staying at the Westin. The Westin may, or actually, the Westin rarely has wristbands. Rarely. So he's staying there. I can go to the Westin anyhow, hang out, go to the bar, even go to the pool. No biggie. I'm not staying there though, because the Westin is notorious for this. Because it's actually an open hotel. They have conventions, they have things that happen. So you can go to like these places if that's where you want to hang out and eat, drink, be merry. Just can't check into a room. Hang out, sit in the loungers. I mean, it's like sometimes they're strict, but Weston used to not be strict at all. They're just happy to have people hanging out. I don't know if they've changed, but that's one of my favorite properties, by the way. Weston. Basically I go to Weston just to hang out, have drinks, do whatever, maybe go to dinner. It's all good. Yeah, this is looking like okay. You got a lagoon view for 380, one king bed, $444 on Priceline for a king room with ocean view. That's all I can say. It's got an 8.0 rating out of 10. It's not a 5, it's not a 6, it's not a 7. It's an 8. Looks pretty good. Peaceful resting at the wait, that's not it. Guest rave about the friendly staff, convenient location, pristine beach at this hotel powered by AI. So $444, 100 and some odd dollars a night all in. It says, oh wait, hold on. I thought these were supposed to be all inclusive of pricing. This says 444. It says $111 per night. I don't know how much better you can get than this. That I'm not gonna don't even waste time. The pricing is according to what I figured. It's summer. Who wants to be there? And it looks like some midweek days. So 111 for the 15th through the 19th, which includes Saturday night. That's pretty good. You can't bitch. And you're on the beach. And you have ocean view. 444. I don't see why. I don't know where it is, but Priceline has special deals. Just saying. You can stay at the Hilton Cancun all inclusive and pay $1,900 for the same 4 nights. You can stay at the Waldorf Astoria for 2130. You can, you can pay at the Haven Riviera all inclusive adult 1609. You can stay at Breathless for 1221. All these are all inclusives. So 444, spend 600, 150 a day. Eat, drink, be merry. Yeah, it's about right. That's about right. Just saying. All right, enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 1 hour and 5 minutes. I want to thank everybody for being here because we were talking about, are you buying the stock market? I haven't heard any of you that's watching this show tonight say you are all in, you're buying, because there was a dip situation today. And there could be a dip situation tomorrow. So why aren't you taking advantage of this opportunity in a lifetime? This is once in a lifetime opportunity. Did we not say 3 months ago the stock market's going to keep going up? Did we not say 5 months ago? It's going according to plan. It's going to keep going up. They're squeezing out the last little bit of fresh orange juice until the grim reaper known as debt comes knocking at the door of the United States of America. Then you better have a plan, because jobs are going to be scarce. There's going to be a lot of things that you have taken for granted over the years. It's going to be bad. When's it going to be? Next prediction. It wasn't until December 31st, 2026 that you had to have your 775 credit score. I have the Bankis app down below. So tomorrow in the chat room, you guys should see it already in the chat room, whatever platform you're watching from. You should already see the Bankis. Download the software, please. That would be very nice of you. Why? Because you can refer people. You can make money if a person buys the card, or the person buys not only the plastic card, but the metal card. You get some commission. If you upload, you get some commission. So when you sign other people up and they sign other people up, yes, you can get commission. That's not my thing, but I'll take it. Here's the other part. They're out of Mexico City. Your crypto goes into your account. It's not an exchange. It's not a wallet that you can take the money back out. It's an endpoint where you can use a debit, credit card, logo card, and therefore that turns your crypto into actual fiat from the country you are in. You go to the ATM machine, withdraw. Nobody's name's on the card either, which I love. That's kind of cool. And they have the feature of, if you can block your card, which I don't know why all credit cards don't have. You block your card, or you can release it, which is cool. And your CVV number changes if you use your online card, because everybody gets an online card. The CVV code changes every 5 minutes. So therefore, that's some sort of security as well. So nobody can use your card. After 5 minutes, it decays. So therefore, we're good. So all I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you better get on board. Because if you aren't able to get wealth, you don't have enough money, you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you can't make investments, that's fine. Let's go with another program. Because actually, I'm going to do this program. Maybe I didn't really need money. How about I go with this program? Because I'm going to offer something to some people for what we're doing. So then you might need a little bit of money. You might not need any money at all, but you should still offer something before you start your business. There's nothing wrong with that. If I wanted to, I could start this off probably with no money out of pocket at all, because I could have already said, hey guys, you can do this. We have this plan, but it's 7 months away now. You get some benefits. That's what's going to come out too, by the way. SSN Lifestyle and Stop Struggling Now. So you'll have an opportunity. And I'll just give you one thing that's one of the perks. Can you guys, this is what's going on right now. So Brian P. actually has started off what's going to happen. He's asking the right question at the right time. Can you imagine if somebody says, hey, You paid X amount of dollars, and somebody says you can stay anywhere on this list or this area for $600 because you've already bought in every year. And if you don't go, can you believe it? You don't have to pay. If you don't, that year, just saying, you only pay when you go. $600. That's it. So this right here is a perfect example. He could have said, hey, Eric, I want to go down to Cancun. I want to stay 4 nights. The only answer would have been $600. And you still would have 3 nights left. I know it's going to be revolutionary on all kind of fronts. But this is what's going to go down. That's one of the perks if you're at the highest level, of course. But this is what's going to come down. You guys are going to find out all about this. We're building intellectual property. We're building an IP. We're building more than that. We're building an armory. That's right, an armory. And what do I mean? Because nobody's going to be taking it away that easily with a nice little fight. All right, Brian P., I'm going to buy tomorrow. There you go, man. You know where to go. Priceline, it's sitting there right now. 444 for a king room ocean view at a good name, West End, and they got an 8 rating. I can't be mad at an 8 rating in Cancun on the beach. I can't be mad. I think that's one hell of a deal. August. Hey, by the way, now that you guys know the price, whoever wants to go to Cancun August 15th week, if you could stay not even on the ocean view room for $380. But obviously, you're going to spend the extra $50. Come on now, let's get real. You can't be that cheap. You're going to spend the extra $50, $50, $60 and stay for 444 in the king room with ocean view. Come on. Even I got to go. Come on. This ain't, there's no, that little small discrepancy is so small. But then again, some of you might say, well, 380 is good. That little small discrepancy is happy hour. I'm just saying, right? Okay, let's go. Hey, Eric, if you have $3,000 to put the stock market tomorrow, what would you buy? I'm sorry. I can't give any recommendations or even say what I'm going to buy because I have not even been looking at the stock market. I haven't been trading at the stock market because I've been in the lab. That's it. I'm just going to tell you, I've been in the lab. I know what's been happening, but I'm in the lab. I don't care about that because what I'm doing right now, I'm going to explain again. What is being created, once it's done, is going to have a value. The value is, as we speak right this minute, is between 5 mil and 10 mil. As we speak. And we're not even done. We're not even done yet. We don't even have all modules. We don't have everything even though we know the path, the whole path is not paved. There's still more stuff that we need to add as far as IPs, as far as trademarking, as far as patents. Once we do the patent thing, well, that's a whole nother thing altogether because that limits what somebody can do. And that also means they're going to have to pay in order to do it. And either you're going to get toasted or you better pay. It's kind of like AI right now. You're going to get toasted and left behind if you're a company that needs to stay ahead with their AI, right? Whoever wins this race. That's what it's like. Once they can't win the race, then they have to buy. That's why NVIDIA is so valuable because people can't beat them so far. AMD, I guess they're kind of hanging, but you can't beat them. So therefore, you have to buy their stuff. That's their business model. Staying ahead, people got to buy our stuff. That's what they're doing. Do you want any investors? No. Okay, that's very nice of you to say, yes, I wouldn't mind investors, but that's not what this is. What it's going to be is you're going to be a member. That could be your investment. You get something in return. There's no investors. This is not necessary to have investors. All this can be done without any money. It's already going to go rolling downhill because as of, first of all, there's always a hiccup because we're changing some things, and that causes me to change a few things. So that's why I haven't locked down what I need to lock down with regards to LLC names and things like this. And I'm trying to deal with this trademark issue because we have to trademark because people are going to steal stuff. So I'm having an issue with the trademark guys, and they're like, Eric, this probably will not pass. I'm like, well, we can put it all under the same companies and we'll file it at the same time. They're like, it's still high risk because you're going to get held up if you do it that way. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so by the way, today I was just like, okay, I'm scrapping certain names because they were all, I fell in love with a certain name and brand. I said, okay, let me get rid of it and I'll come up with some new things now that my mind is fresh and clear. After my aunt passed away, it took me 24, 48 hours to get my mind clear. So now I was like, today, I'm like, oh man, you know what? Why am I tripping? I'm just going to use some abstract, cool ass stuff. And we'll talk about elite, best in class, the most prestigious names. When you go, oh my God, is that? They must be big time. Just the name is going to exude big time. And that's what it should exude because it's going to be mayhem when we come out. But yes, shouldn't say I don't want investors. I do want investors, but it's a different way. It's not investors as in what you would think. You're going to get money for doing something. You're going to get something in return that is going to be, if you're in the tier one, it's going to be revolutionary. One of the perks is just what I just said, $600 for a whole week. So if you want to invest, yes, you can invest, but it's not like you get any percentage of the company, is all I'm going to try to say. There's no return. There's no return on investment. And yes, the company is designed to take investments. Yes, it's true. I could do it that way, but I am not. And even though it generates, potentially, it's going to generate lots of money, there's no reason. I don't want to give any portions away that we don't have to. All right. The only people getting portions right now is founders. That's it. And founders didn't have to invest. They're investing their time, energy, and effort. That's it. So therefore, we have no return until we do something. And so basically, when we offer this opportunity to the people, in a way, it's somewhat of an investment because that's what's going to be used to also fund whatever. But the good news is it's not really needed. So that's the best part. So that means we're going to make this happen with or without, not needed. So it's going to be sweet. That's what makes it so sweet. So in a way, we have something, but it has to do with a club. That's what it's going to have to deal with. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be a club. So if you want to join the club, that's your way of doing something. Then you get club perks. That's what you get. So yes, we will accept it that way. It's going to be off the charts though. Got some special stuff for the top tier. The top tier they're going to be cool. It's going to be, oh man, I can't even wait. I can't even wait for this. This is why I'm in the lab. I'm excited. So thank you for asking, Brian P. I greatly appreciate it. And I would welcome you being part of what we're doing in a different way. But perfect example, like I just said, when you asked what about going to Cancun and blah, blah, then for $600, it would have cost you more than the 444. But for $600, you would still have 3 days left to go anywhere else. Just saying. And you wouldn't have to pay another $600. You don't have to pay nothing extra. But you do have $600 for a week. So if you only use 4, you either have to use 3, 4, or 7. That's it. So if you only use 3, you would have 4 left. If you use 4, you have 3 left. If you use 7, you have 0 left. And here's the funnier part. If you want to go and use a week again, then of course we'll allow you. But since you already used your first week, obviously it's not $600. It's going to cost more. That was a perk that you get all the time. Now you have to go in between the next level, which might be $900. But a person who's not part of the team Well, there's no way they're going to be paying cheap stuff. That's the guys that got to pay 1,500, 2,000, 2,300 for the week. And you don't get to split your days. So 6 days, tough luck. Still going to beat the competition in that too. But the point I'm trying to make is there's no 600 weeks anywhere. That's the point. Unless you're part of the club. You'll want to be the top member, my man, Mr. Dividend. You will want to be at the top tier because that's special. That's special. Trust me, it's going to be off the charts. All right. You guys are going to find out, all will be revealed in a couple months, maybe. It all depends on how long it takes the trademarks to come, which won't really matter because it looks like I'm going to have to do intent to use. So then I put a placeholder for the name. And I got to pay an extra because I do it that way so I can protect it, so I can start talking about it. Then I got to pay an extra $150 per intent to use. Start doing the numbers. What's that? 9 companies, 10 maybe by the time we're done with this. So that's $1,500 extra because I can't talk about it. Because otherwise, normally I could talk about it, but you know how people steal things. So this time I can't talk about it because somebody will try and get the names. They'll try and do the domains. They'll try and do all this crap. So I can't talk about it. So I have to do the intent, and that's the hardest part. In the things that we do, there's other companies that have the same name. Or one or two words are already trademarked and things like this. So it makes it difficult for you to combine those 2 words into yours. And so it's bad. But the point is, we'll get there. So as soon as we get there, that's when you guys will know. As soon as I have intent to use and it's in the trademark system, then it's on. You guys will all find out about everything. Until then, you're going to have to wait about a month. I think it's going to take less than a month because we're June 1st. It'll take less than a month. So in a few weeks, we'll be able to talk about it. All right? Because everything will be in intent to use so nobody else can grab the name. Then it's on. Then I can say everything. Then you guys are going to start being like, oh, now I get what's happening. You guys will already be prepped for everything because you're here in the SSN Nation, and your SSN Nation includes lifestyle as well. And by the way, I will say this, that I can say the SSN Lifestyle is going to be where the club resides. That's going to be where the rewards resides. That's a reward lifestyle company like always. So there's going to be several things that comes out of SSN Lifestyle where you guys are going to be ahead. The rest of the world is going to be behind, but that just means you guys can position yourselves in our environment, our rewards environment, and get the perks on what's to come later. But because there's a limited amount of spots to be at the top dog spot. And so after that, it's a waiting list. Nobody can get in unless somebody doesn't renew the following year, which is going to be very interesting because some people won't. But the point is, there's going to be a waiting list because of things that's going to be the top dogs are going to be doing. So people are going to be like, no way, this can't be happening. Yes, it's happening. All right. So yes, I got to bring this up again. I should reiterate, investor is the wrong word. You can join our club. From the club, you get perks. Part of the perks has to do with this program that we're putting together. Okay, what we're doing, you'll be able to get rewards. You're handsomely rewarded. I'll just put it that way. Some of them, just so people understand, is I'm not going to say. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. This is part of the IP, trademark, and patents. This is part of the IP. This is part of asset classes that we're going to be licensing. So you know what that means. That means while you're licensing, people have to pay every month while you're sleeping off their gross revenue. Just saying. You don't get to pay off your net. It's off your gross revenue. Just saying. It's very, very cool. But at least we have IPs that other people are going to want, and they're going to want to have to get use of the IP, so they have to ship us some money because they're going to be wanting to be part of this programming. It's going to be off the charts. We have several catches on how to make money. And we got a new one today. We got a new one that happened, which is going to be exciting. This whole thing, this adventure is one for the ages, like I said. I just called my friend, the accountant, today, just so you guys know. And luckily, I went to high school with him. So I said, it's time. It's time to get you to work with me. But first, you're a little older. I need to know the succession plan. That's right. I know you're watching. I need the succession plan in case something happens to you. But then I said, hold on. Actually, I don't have to worry that much because we already have it wired up. If anything happens to you, I don't even need to care because we have it wired up. We have the admin panel for you so you can come in and check around and make sure everything is all right. But other than that, we're on auto. I just want you to make sure that we're conforming to the IRS. And he's the man. He's been in Silicon Valley for 30, 40 years doing Silicon Valley deals. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Elite, best in class. You have to bring the big dogs. That's what you have to do. You have to have the big dogs with you that knows what the structure I put together. He's seen it before. Several times. So this won't be like he's never done it. He's done it 20, 30 times, somewhere between 20 and 30 times. So he knows the structure. He's familiar with it. I described it. Didn't even have to send him a diagram. I started explaining and he started filling in the blanks. He's like, oh, yeah, so you're going to have these guys do that? Yeah, that's right. I don't see a problem at that. IRS is no problem. You're doing everything right. I see no problems here. I said, I know, but I still had to call you just to check out. And you still got to be the accountant to make sure all our books and everything's straight. And you got to make sure we have all the payments, plans, and all that stuff together. I don't want to have no problems. He says, okay, because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm consulting. That's what I've been doing. I said, okay, fine. Well, I'm going to send him over stuff. I got to send an NDA and all that stuff. But yeah, we go way, way back. So it's good to have an accountant as a friend. And especially one that's in the top dog city of San Francisco, dealing with these Silicon Valley guys doing their corporations and their slick stuff. This is what he's been involved with for the last 30, 40 years. So I'm very happy that he's going to be helping us. That's right. I know it's cool, right? When you have friends that you can help. Even get them a little bit of cashola. That's always a good thing, right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. I'm not going to be on here much longer. It's 1 hour and 28 minutes. If you have anything else you want to say, put them in the comments section. So yes, we have a rewards program that you can actually put your money into and become a member of the SSN Lifestyle rewards part. That you can do. Investing you cannot do. We're not taking on investors, even though the company is structured this way. So it's going to be very interesting when it's structured. People are going to be knocking on the door and they're probably going to say some numbers. We're going to give you $20-30 million if you give us this stuff. And I'm going to be like, why would I do this? I'm sorry. Oh, how about you give us that other company over there for 4? That's what they're going to start doing. They're going to try and get pieces. They're going to be like, well, we'll take that one over there for 5, this one over here for 7. Oh yeah, we need that other one too. We'll get that one. Instead of the 25, 50,000, 50 million one, how about we'll give you 5 for this one, 7 for that one, 8 for that one. No will be the answer. Paulie C809, I see you on the other platform. Thank you so much for being in the house. Everybody who's on these platforms, you guys need to hit the like button, the star button, the heart buttons. Everybody listening on the podcast, you guys need to do the same thing. When you're driving down, hit the favorite button. So then this way, even Sirius gets involved because these guys show no love. They're getting the directive from somebody. Don't show this stuff. He's helping the OCs for free. Well, Stop Struggling Now AI, the AI, Arrow says, we're building the Stop Struggling Now brand right now based on your channel. And then I start seeing populations of Mastermind, $97. Have a mentor program, $100 or whatever it was. Then I have the accelerator group where every week you have something week to week, 12-week progress or something. $297. I'm like, wait a minute, where's the zero button? I don't charge. What's happening? I don't charge my friends. The OCs, you guys have been my friends for 6 years. Let's go. Oh, in fact, it's 6 years. June, I believe, is when we started six. No, it's been longer than that. No, 6, 7, 6. This could be 7 years. Somewhere around there. I got to go look at the YouTube channel and see what they say. When I start, well, I didn't really start when I got the channel. I was just messing around. Then it was probably 6, 7 months later where I was like, oh yes, I remember now how it happened. So it is 7 years, I think, coming up. Because I made a video, then I made a video a week later, and then I basically was like a week, 2 weeks later, and then I made a videos like twice a month, 3 times a month, then 4 or 5 and 6, and then all of a sudden the following February or March, I got a text going, oh, we're about to send you money. I was like, money? What money? I didn't even know you can get paid. That's how funny it was. All of a sudden, this email came saying, you are now monetized or can be monetized. Go hook up your bank accounts or whatever it said. And I was like, what? You can make money? I was just helping people. I wasn't trying to make money. But as it turns out, we still don't make money from this. But the point is, we don't have to. You got to be prepared, ladies and gentlemen, because life is about to get a little more rockier. I just want to say something for the men and women that's here who's going to have children. In the state of South Carolina, if you have an abortion, they're talking about, they'll put a bill forth where it's a capital offense. Now, I want you to understand something. This is very serious. Because if you don't get prenatal care, you are really taking a chance. If you don't understand the prenatal, when a woman gets pregnant, that she has to go to the hospital, that people don't understand that women have problem pregnancies in America. We're ranked number 46 in the world. We are not ranked 1, 2, or 3, or 5, or 10, or 12, or 13 with regard to birth. We have problems. 46 in the world means pregnancies pop up more oftentimes. A woman has problems. If she has problems and doctors and family members and nurses are worried about going to jail if a problem occurs because they have to abort the child due to problems, going to jail because you have to do it is Taliban shit. This is some freaking crazy stuff. This is insane. This is what South Carolina put forth in their legislature. Capital offense. So if you have a problem birth-wise, which a lot of women do, doctors won't even want to help you. Because if they help you and things go awry, they may be in jail with you. So now what are you doing? This is the intended consequence, is you're not going to get any healthcare help. We're going back to midwives. We're going back to when women had to be at the house and no doctors available, and they're getting deliveries of children by the housekeeper, by the midwife. Hey, go get the midwife. This is backwards crap. You're in trouble, America. These are the leaders right now that's doing this Handmaid's Tale nonsense. You're in trouble. You're not getting paid livable wage jobs. Now your health and delivery of your child is at risk. It's starting there. Don't think that these other these other states that are red states are going to do the same damn thing. They've already done it. That's why in Texas, they've already done it. Arkansas, they've already done it. You have delivery, you drove the person there. The doctors won't help anybody that has a problem pregnancy. They dying, bleeding out in the parking lots and the emergency rooms. This is your America that you want to deal with instead of the richest, well, the poorest, the richest country in the world doesn't even want to give people health care coverage. But you'll be dropping bombs in a heartbeat. So again, you better protect yourselves out here. And I'm going to end in that because it's disgusting when you think about it. And once again, I love you guys very much. And thank you so much for your support over all these years. I love it and I appreciate it. And I hope you guys have learned something along the way. It ain't over. I was going to retire. But now that I got something, I'm bringing you along for the ride. And we're going to smash this out of the park. And all I can say is, please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, and it just gets harder all the time. There's no end in sight. Just because the stock market goes up does not give you any relief because the top 10%, their assets are growing. Their wealth is growing. Yours isn't unless you're involved. Remember, I told you about learning how to do the stock market trading. So when the Dow Jones dropped today, you would have been able to take advantage. But did you? You can go to Stop Struggling Now. Oh, sorry. You go to the Candlestick Bible. I'm going to put it in the chat room. You want to start learning or thinking about trading. We started this 9 months ago. I was talking about it. When I started learning, and it takes a few months. But the good news is we have a few things at your disposal. You have CoinEx at your disposal, which is a broker. They have a demo account for you, as do all brokers for the stock market. So I'm going to put that down below first. Second of all, you need crypto to upload to it. That's fine. That's where the Bankers thing comes in. You make profits, you download it to Bankers. Doesn't go back through your central exchange, regulated exchange. So therefore, I put this down just so everybody can watch and get it. Paulie C. Here we go. You guys can get it every another platform. All you guys on Instagram, make sure you show some love. Subscribe, follow on Instagram. We went from 900, over 1,000, all of a sudden to 976. Like I said, you know who owns them? Facebook. The ones that just turned off the channel on Facebook again. Because apparently I'm blocked. Which, that's what they get to do, ladies and gentlemen. The gatekeepers got to gatekeep. Because any inspiration to make people get their assets, all of a sudden that's a problem. Information to help people is a problem. CastleRockREO.com. Get a fixer-upper. You got a little bit extra cash sitting around, fixer-upper can work. Buy the house for 50, turn around and sell it for 200 or 150. Put 30, 20 in. You got credit cards, I hope. That could work. Okay. So anyhow, CoinEx is one of the locations you go to as a broker. You sign up for them. There's a link. Yes, I gave you the link down below. Then I'm going to give you the link to go download the Candlestick Trading Bible. Okay? So I'm going to put that in the chat room for you. And you can learn and start studying because you could have been taking advantage just like I could be taking advantage right now. But I'm going to tell you something. You know it's a trade-off. I've been basically 10, 11 hours checking on things, doing things. I could be trading, making money, or I can be building this dynasty. I've chose to build the dynasty. Why? Because I don't have to make the additional monies to survive. So therefore, I can build the dynasty. See, this freedom of time is what you're trading off when you work somewhere and they pay you kibbles and bits just so you can keep coming back. You need time that you can actually build upon yourself. That's what the financial freedom zone is. And that's where you need to be, ladies and gentlemen. There's the Candlestick Trading Bible. So whether the stock market goes up or down, you can make money. But it's high risk, high rewards. I tell everybody. The people that started trading, 90 to 95% of them lose money. People who do trade, 90 to 95% of them lose money. I don't care what they say. That's why the ones that say that they're doing all this, they're the ones selling courses. Again, we don't sell courses here. It's the no guru zone, ladies and gentlemen. But The Guru Zone may be coming because if I publish what AI has built for me, I am going to be in the Guru Zone. I might rock with it. I might rock with it. I'm thinking about it seriously. It's still cool. Right? Right? So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. We're coming again. And it's going to be epic. All I'm going to say is I'm competing with billion-dollar companies. And they have gates. The gates. The gates is the expenditure. That's their gates. But we're maneuvering through the gates because we're doing stuff since we can actually program. We can go around, through, under the gates. I'll give you a perfect example. I'm sitting here this morning and I was starting to look. I check infrastructure, the cost, and then I check every cost for everything we're doing. I started checking on the lower level stuff. And I found out if I dealt with Stripe and Shopify, every $100,000 that this company produces, Stripe is unknown, meaning they have fees that they don't really show until you actually do something. But as it turns out, it would drop. You're getting rid of, I can't even remember the number right now, but something like 20 to 30,000. 23 to 25 grand is what we'd be losing for every 100,000. Shopify, which has Stripe in it, but that wasn't part. But see, the thing is, you're running on Stripe to get processing. So the fees for both are going to be combined. But just if you were on the Shopify platform, they're getting 45%. I was like, oh no, we can't do this. This is exactly what you have to do with your own debt. You have to be the CEO of your life, ladies and gentlemen. You have to start figuring out reductions that you are actually paying for. Like right now, a lot of you are sitting around going, I have my auto pay for stuff you don't even do. You don't even go check your auto pays. You're paying every month for something that you forgot all about. You're not even utilizing it. You need to get that right. That's basically what I'm doing right now. So bottom line is, we go from 100,000 to possibly lose 45 to 23 grand because both of those companies were going to be involved. Now it goes from 100,000 to 87, 88, somewhere between 86 to 88. So now we lose 12% versus 23 to 45 on every 100,000. There's no way around this one because you have to have a processing scenario. But we've now implemented the cheapest processing scenario that we can do. I believe, unless something else is out there that I don't know about. And this is across the whole platforms. This isn't sick stuff. This is what empires are made of because hardly anybody does this. This is structured just like you name it on the Fortune 500 list. This is structured exactly the same way. Just so everybody understands. This is enterprise grade stuff. This is top dog stuff. This is the winner's circle. We're getting there. All right, I've talked enough about it. Let's go. Once again, make sure you guys stay safe out here. A lot of people are upset, distressed. You never know what they're going through. So all you can do is be a good human. That's all you can be and try to be. And stay out of trouble. Watch your backs. So no matter what you do out here, just make sure, as I always say at the end, keep your head up. Keep moving.